Maybe show everybody our Christmas tree, Jimmy. Isn't it festive?
There's, oh, my chair's in the way. There's our Christmas tree.
Jimmy's our cameraman.
There's Grant.
Hi, Jimmy.
There's Chris. There's Locker from what I could see down here. And there's my computer.
You got anything horrible on that computer right
The
now?
audio department.
Wow, I've recorded there.
Have you?
I think I did the 6-string loaded Memphis.
Oh, okay.
That looks very familiar.
Who's in 6-string loaded again?
What's her name?
Can't remember.
He's got a bit of a crush on one of the lead singer. We're trying to get him to get the courage up to ask her out. She's a pretty cool chick. She'd probably have a lot. She'd be fun to go out with, so we've been trying to, and I know she wouldn't say no, so we've been trying to talk him into it. But he's like 7. He's like 10 years old when we talk about girls. Come on, Jimmy.
We got three
Get it
people
together.
Three people watching. If someone holds the camera, they'll see me beat you.
Try to hold it so that it doesn't look like you're having a seizure.
Dude.
Turn me loose. We've got a guest, Mr. Johnson.
We do, yeah. Someone that played for us when we did our anniversary show in August.
Awesome. There you go. Mr. Mike Plume.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You got a show coming up on Sunday. Let's get that out of the way.
Okay. At the Almanac on White Avenue.
Damn, there you go. That's a good venue, eh?
It's a cool little spot. Yep, absolutely.
Great little spot for you. I'd like to see you there.
Well,
Can we get on the guest list?
Yeah, that's right.
See, you got to do that live, right? Because then they can't say no.
Yeah. That's guess with 2 S's, not a T. You'll have to guess what number I'm thinking of. No, I guess not.
Okay. All right. When we talked about you coming in, we had a bit of an exchange about the possibility of you doing a hip cover on the show this morning.
Right.
Now, we recently lost Gord. You were friends with Gord.
Well, I met him, yeah.
You met him.
I met him a couple times.
Okay. Now, one of your concerns was that you didn't want to be perceived as taking advantage of another person's situation, and that's fair. Like, but this version of this song that you do is really cool, Mike. I'd like to try to talk you into doing it if you don't mind.
I can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just more like when because I think I was doing a show, I think maybe a day or two after he passed away, and I played the song. Yeah. And Chris actually recorded it, filmed it, and posted it, and it kind
went viral. Yeah.
Yeah, to whatever extent. And that was really cool. But I just sort of thought, oh, people are going to say, oh, Plume's trying to cash in on something here. And
I see.
That's just not the case at all. But because it is probably it's certainly my top 10 hip songs of all time, I would have to say.
Yeah.
I love the song.
Get into it in a little bit. But I mean, the thing, and you and I sort of touched on it briefly, in the world that we live in, it's tough not, because people have so much access now, right?
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to be a dick, they can send you a tweet or post something on your Facebook page.
And
you can't make everybody happy. Quite often we'll meet budding radio stars, right? And that's one thing that comes up quite a bit. Is if you don't have a thick skin, you better develop one. Yeah. Because if things get to you, or if you're worried about what other people think of you, and as an artist, as a musician, I think you got to be a little bit like that too, Mike.
Yeah, or even the president of the United States.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and it's very, you just can't take it personal, and I know I certainly have on occasion.
Yeah, it's hard not to, though.
Yep.
But a lot of times, you've got to realize that maybe there's another motivation on the other end, right? Like, you don't know what they're going through or why they're doing what they're doing. They might be doing it for attention, right? So
maybe, yeah, probably. There's a very good chance of that. I mean, and and for me, sometimes the truth hurts, right? So it's like,
it does sting a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's like,
yeah. Now, before we get into the tune, did you have a story revolving around meeting Gord from the Hip at all?
Well, we may need to do a commercial before we go to this one. It's a bit long-winded.
That's okay.
Brought to you by...
Have you never met Lachlan Cross? Everything is long-winded.
It's a bit of a long-winded show, Mike. You'll fit right in.
Perfect. I first met Gord Downey in April of 1993 on the Fully Completely tour.
Okay.
They were playing I was living in Dallas, Texas, recording my first album. And one day, I saw a little advertisement in the local music paper on Good Friday, the Tragically Hip. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. They were playing at a place called Dallas City Limits. And so it was a club, and at that time the Hip were already playing arenas here, so I just couldn't even believe my good luck. So the morning of the show, we were sort of sitting around. A friend of mine was visiting from Bonnieville, and we were sort of hanging around going, we're going to go see the Hip tonight. This is going to be so much fun. And then it dawned on me. I said, it's a bar. Let's just go see if we can watch sound check. Maybe order a beer and just pretend we're like patrons. And it worked. And the bar was, we showed up around, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And there was a bus parked along the side, a tour bus. And and let's just go in. We sat down, ordered a coffee.
This is back in the day when they were still trying to make something in the States, right?
Yeah.
So
we walked in, sat down, had a cup of coffee, and 10 or 15 minutes later, the guys in the band all came in and said hello. Like my friend, we had brought copies of Up to Here and Road Apples and Fully Completely. We had the CDs there with the liner notes all laid out, and some Sharpies and the whole thing, just in the off chance. And they all walked in and said, "Oh, hey, you guys are fans, cool, man, where are you from?" And that kind of thing. They all signed it. And then maybe 10 minutes later, Downey walks in, and he says, "Well, I'm not in the band, but do you mind if I sign these too?" and it was just... and
he didn't do a lot of interviews either. Like Gord,
he didn't really do a lot of that kind of stuff.
He stayed away from press.
Yeah,
so it's kind of a cool story. You got to meet him.
Yeah, and he sort of sat down with us for literally 45 minutes and just wanted to know what the hell we were doing and all this kind of stuff. And I told him I was working on my first record, and it was just a really, I don't know, I got a kick out of it. I really did. And then fast forward a couple years later, they were playing on the Day for Night tour, and they were playing at Northlands. And I managed, through a friend of mine, to get backstage for the meet and greet for that show. And I gave him a copy of my CD that I was working on, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, he was just, every story you hear about him was, it's true. He's a very genuine character.
Good guy.
Yep, very genuine character.
You couldn't have, I'm glad they didn't beat the Canada out of him, because the industry has a way of changing people,
right.
Especially Canadian artists.
Well, yeah, it's one of those.
We haven't managed to beat the CanCon out of you either yet, Mike.
No, but no, you haven't. I wish I was witty because I would have a really good comeback.
Listen,
this
Mike,
isn't live, is it?
Yes, we're live.
We can
No,
come
we're
back
live.
and edit this.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're gonna put this mic down for a better spot for you to play this.
Did you ever work in a studio?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
I did.
That's the mic place.
One of the jobs he got fired from. Yeah.
One of the many. Tell us what tune you're gonna play, my friend.
I am gonna play Fiddlers Greet from the 1991 album Road Apples.
Mic play.
September 17 for a girl I know it's Mother's Day. Her son is gonna leave that's where he will stay. Wind on the weather vane, teary blue-eyed sailor mean, and Falstaff sings a sorrowful refrain for a boy in Fiddler's Green. Well, his tiny knotted heart, well, I guess it never worked too good. His timber tore apart, and the water gorged the wood. You can hear her whispered prayer for men at mass had always leaned. The same when the moves ahead moves a boy through Fiddler's Green. Nothing's changed anyway. Nothing's changed anyway. Yeah, not anytime today. Well, he doesn't know a soul, and there's nowhere that he's really been. But he won't travel long alone, no, not in Fiddler's Green. Balloons are filled with rain as the children's eyes turn sleepy mean. Falstaff sings a sorrowful refrain for a boy in Fiddler's Green. For a boy in Fiddler's Green.
Nice. I think Gordon would be proud of that, man. Yeah, that's a very cool version.
I appreciate that.
Nice job, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if it gets any more Canadian than that. Eh?
No, that's it, I think.
Mike Plume, playing a gig at the Almanac on
Sunday.
Tickets still available?
Yes, there are still a couple left. Early-ish show. Doors are at 6. Show is supposed to start at 7.
Oh, perfect for us.
So I'm going to go Axl Rose and start at 7:50.
There you go. Don't give away our seats. Don't give away our seats. Mike.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for coming down, man.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome to come on the show anytime.
I'll see you Monday.